Hey guys, it's Troy here, and it's Pen Mail Day again. It's not really Pen Mail Day, it's more like Pen Mail Week. I got back from a business trip just yesterday. For those of you who saw my last video, you'll understand, I was out on a trip and I took a bunch of pens with me. So when I got home, I had pens waiting on me. So I went through all the junk mail, shredded all the financial solicitations and that kind of stuff, and eventually opened up the pen mail. So I'm going to show you what I picked up, and I got this particular pen here, which I keep a desk set on my desk at all times. As a matter of fact, what I've been using is an Esterbrook 8-ball with an Esterbrook desk pen, so that's always on my desk. And I've got a couple other as well. I got a Schaefer, but I saw this one from Platinum that kind of fit the bill, so I may be able to use. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm going to give it a try. And for less than $10, I figured I'd go ahead and pick it up. Now it says it's for for carbon ink. Well, I don't know if that means I got to use the carbon ink cartridge or not, but I have Platinum cartridges, and I may be trying this out. So a desk set for under $10, or at least a desk pen, and I get a spare 8-ball as well. And when that Esterbrook runs out of ink, instead of refilling it, I may try this. So I always try to keep one on my desk. All right, well, what else have I got? A Conklin. Yafa Brands owns the brands for Monteverde and Conklin. And quite honestly, in the past, I've had a few issues with Conklin and Monteverde with quality control on their nibs, but for the price, I figured I'd go ahead and give it a shot. Now, just by way of information, I found this. It's kind of funny because yesterday I got an email from a major pen distributor here in North America who I buy from on a regular basis, and I had their sales flyer. They actually, in that sales email, they had these pens and these pens on sale. Okay, well, they had the Magnum right here from Diplomat, and they had the Conklin Herringbone, which is what this is. The Conklin Herringbone was $7 more at this major retailer, and these Magnums, which I've already shown you, a Diplomat Magnum, I bought these ones. I was actually looking specifically for pens just to be able to give away and have it on hand, whether they be to people that I know, because quite honestly, I've given away all my giveaway pens, with the exception of the ones I just recently bought for this channel, and this business trip I gave away 3 giveaway pens. So I made sure I was going to stock up. So I picked up these. These were $5 more in that sales email than they were at penchalet.com, which is where I got these 2 Magnums and this and that Platinum desk pen. So the $7 cheaper was the Conklin Herringbone at penchalet.com. The other thing I liked about Pen Chalet is once you reach a certain level of purchase, then it's free shipping. So I saved $17 plus another $7 in shipping. So you do the math. So Conklin always sends their stuff in like this fake leather box with stitching. You open it up, and I chose the blue herringbone. The one thing I didn't do, though, I neglected to select that I wanted a medium rather than a fine nib. But the herringbone is one that I looked at for a while, and I didn't want to pay the extra money, but for $35, I figured I'll go ahead and nibble at it. Plus, to be able to get it with free shipping, cheaper than any of the competition. And I meant to get a medium nib, but I got a fine nib. And we'll see in a little bit if it's something that I like. Well, newsflash, I've already checked it out. So I'll clue you in on that here in just a minute. We'll do a writing sample with it. Alright, now I told you about the Magnums. I picked up 2 Magnums for giveaway, and here is the blue Magnum. And this time, instead of mistakenly ordering it in a medium, fine nib, I ordered this one in a medium nib. And the Magnum, let's see, I think right now they're being listed at $17.50 on one online retailer. I got this for $12.50 through Pen Chalet. So it's got the nice plastic here. The thing is, you've got ink windows here and here. It comes with a cartridge in it. I'm the kind of guy where I take the cartridge, set it aside, and I put in a converter, just because I do keep converters on hand. You've got the Diplomat little logo here on the cap. You got the steel band with a functional steel clip, nothing fancy. It's not meant to be a fancy pen. It's meant to be an entry-level knock-around pen, maybe a student version pen with a slip cap, and in this case a number 5 steel medium nib. And then it is a cartridge converter, and you can tell that I filled it with ink using a converter. I keep converters here at the house. And the thing is, you're not going to be able to eyedropper it, because you see that ink window? That is a pass-through ink window. So, 2 great big holes. So forget about eyedroppering this pen. But it is a easy-to-use cartridge converter pen. And it's inked up, and we'll see how that writes here in just a little bit with a medium nib. Keep watching. I may give one away. So I'm going to set that aside. Online. Now, we are in America, so this is not America Online. But Online is a German brand that started in about 1991, and the connotation back then was, just being connected or turned on and connected. So that was the name that they chose, Online. SpearBob.com. I've bought a lot from SpearBob over the past couple of years, and this is nicely presented in a box like this, and it's got that leatherette box, and you can see it's got the metal clasp for the opening. On their website is on the bottom by Kugelschreiber. Ball pen, stilo, but here's their website, onlinepen.de for Deutschland. And this is what it says on the outside of their box. So, but it does have a nice little fold down here where this leatherette box sits. You open it up, and this is what you get. This particular one all it said was like business line. It didn't list a specific model for it on the listing. I bought it for about $25 from SpearBob on his eBay site, and it comes with some information like that, and it does come with a standard international cartridge, which I will probably just put in my drawer with a bunch of cartridges. And here's the pen that you get. I ordered this one also in a medium nib. This one is kind of innovative. I've seen these for a while. I've been thinking about trying one, but I just never have. But when the price was right, I figured I'd just go ahead and jump on it. You got the Online logo right there, you got the steel cap here, and at the bottom, doesn't look like anything special, but here's where it gets really interesting, because you got this big rubberized grip here for the barrel. Well, you don't slip off a cap, you don't twist off a cap, you pull, and this was all inside that barrel. So you actually have this, the pen inside. This is technically the barrel in the section in the nib, and this is all a nice chromed metal. So if you don't like a smooth section, this is not going to do well for you, and it's got a steel nib. You pull it off. Now, it did not come with a converter. So again, I put in my own converter and inked it up already. Now, here's the idea. You can write with it like this if you want, but you pulled it out that way. You just snap it back in this way, and you've got a grip like this. So you can do it one of two ways. Technically, this big long barrel is actually the cap, and when you're done, you cap it back, and if you want to write with it, you pull it out. And you can do this. If you got smaller hands and you don't want to, you just do this. Your choice. So I'm probably going to do it like this, because it's It's a little beefier. You're still going to grab a hold of the chromed metal, but it does give you a right nice balance in the crook of the hand, or the web of the palm. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of innovative. You know, it reminds me of some of the double-tip screwdriver bits that I've got. And you can tell I've been playing with ink today. So that's the online pen. We'll see how that writes here in a little bit. Now, if you recall, one of the previous videos I shared with you, I had a second Grail pen that I had acquired, which is a Waterman 58, which is this one, Red Ripple. I absolutely love Red Ripple antique Watermans from the 1920s era. And so I got this one a little while back, and I managed to get this one from Antique Digger. Well, I also mentioned how it's all helpful if you have a good relationship with a dealer or a restorer, somebody who retails, because you may be able to get stuff before they go on sale to the general public. And I was offered this. This is another Waterman 58. I had zero intention of buying a second Waterman 58. I do prefer the Red Ripple over the black chased hard rubber. But that's exactly what this is. It's a Waterman 58 in black chased hard rubber with a manifold nib, which is a rigid number 8 nib on this compared to the flexible nib on the other. You don't find flexible nibs very often in the number 8 for Waterman. So, you know, this one was in actually pretty decent shape. The imprint here for Watermans is fairly weak. But you're going to see that it doesn't exactly match. The cap doesn't totally match the barrel of the pen, and quite honestly, I paid for it accordingly. I thought it was priced halfway decent for what it was, and you pull it off and you've got that great big honkin' number 8 nib, and it's a good size, you know, tree trunk in your hand. And I actually like this size quite a bit. I did a size comparison with some other pens, I think, during the last video, so I won't get into that again. But also, looking at the cap, you know, it's got some excellent chasing on that cap, but I don't, you know, I'm pretty sure that cap is not original to this pen. Now, I'm going to show you here in the book, you know, Waterman, Past and Present, the First 6 Decades by Max Davis and Gary Lehrer. We look at the Waterman 58. It did come in a smooth pen circa 1915. Smooth 1915, which is probably this one right here. But you look at the cap. The cap here looks like it's also smooth, has a metal band, and a clip. This one here is clipless, but it has an awesome chasing on that hard rubber. So I don't know if this was an original 58 cap or not, or if it came from a different pen entirely. I don't have an answer for that, but I'm pretty sure it didn't come with this particular pen. I mean, if you look over here at the 18SF, the sleeve filler, you can see that it does have some nice black chasing. Some of their other pens actually have some nice chasing. You look over here like the 78. The 78 was done in smooth and clipless, or at least the example that they're showing. So these are all their number 8 nib sized pens, and there's the 58 and a Red Ripple. That should look familiar. Sort of like this one right here. Okay, so anyway, just showing you what I've got here. Here's what I will say. This is an awesomely smooth writing pen. So I like it, and I paid significantly less than I did for this one. And you can see side by side the comparison there, and you can see on the bottom it does still have the imprint of the model here on the bottom of the black. So anyway, that's my 58. So let's see how all of these write, and I'll show you what they look like. Alright guys, for the writing sample I'm going to start with that 58 for a reason. Here is the Waterman 58. I saved the page that I had done the writing sample with, and that was with a flexible nib from the one with Red Ripple. I'm going to write right beside it with a manifold nib. You know, this is not a pen you want to cap, but you can, and you've got like a baseball bat. So again, I'm not going to cap it. You can tell that it's got some massive ink flow here. I'm just going to wipe that off just because I can. But this is also a Waterman 58. I'm going to tell you that this is an incredibly smooth writing pen. It is one of the smoothest that I've got. It's a rigid nib, so you're not going to get a lot of line variation out of it. I wouldn't expect to, but this is like buttery smooth. You're not going to get anywhere near the variation like you get there, so let me try. You can get just a tiny bit, but it's a rigid nib. It's not meant to flex like I had previously with the other flexible nib. And you can increase your flow a little bit, but this does flow very nicely. Look at that. Very, very nice. Now, what did I put in? I put in a Birmingham. This is so buttery smooth. Allegheny Arsenal. Gunpowder Black. And if I would actually take my time and write, I'd have some nicer, neater handwriting than that. But I will tell you, this is more of a daily writer, probably, than the flexible nib. But this is a great writing pen. I like this one a lot. It is so smooth and feels so good in the hand that I'm actually kind of glad I bought it. Alright, so here is the online pen that I just bought. And let's see how she does. Or it does. So this is the online, and all it said was it was a business line. I don't know if that meant it was a line of pens, but I didn't see any specific name for it. So it's got a medium steel nib, and it's got some flex to it. It's got a nice smooth, like I would expect with most German nibs. It's got a very nice smooth nib to it, and I really, really like it. And I'll try to get you a close-up of that nib. I know it's not going to be very good here, and I really got to replace the lighting here in where I record because I had much better lighting than this and it broke, and I've been meaning to replace it. And the lighting I've got, I don't have enough room to set up my studio lighting, which is sad, and I kind of wish I could do better. I just don't have the space for it in here. I really don't. No joke. Alright, but that was Noodler's Zhivago. Got that out of an ink sample. Alright, now, the next one I'm going to show you a writing sample, and there's a reason why I'm saving this one. The Magnum. I showed you a red Magnum and a fine point last time. This one is a Magnum. I paid $12.50 for it, which not bad. So this was also a Diplomat Magnum. The Diplomat Magnum, not a bad starter pen. I mean, it's really a halfway decent pen. Even though I'm buying pens that are, I pay 10 times the amount for it. It's actually 100 times the amount for it. This Magnum actually is a very nice, medium nib, smooth writer. I've got several different Diplomats in my collection. I've got an antique Diplomat, which was, from like the 1960s or so, and wasn't all that impressed with it. I've got the Diplomat Arrow that I really like, and this particular pen here is very smooth. And I put into this one some Blackstone Sydney Harbor. So this has got some Blackstone ink. And it's a dark blue. There, that smear gives you a nice representation of that color. And it's a fairly wet writer. And I like the medium nib. Personally, I like the medium nib much better than the fine nib here. Alright, now here's where I'm going to give you a giveaway. You want one? Well, I'll tell you what. Make a comment below. Tell me about which one you like best. I meant to do the Conklin too, so I'm going to do that next. But tell me which of these pens so far that you like the best of my pen mail for today. And in addition to that, how about what pens you would like to see me do in the future. If there's any that you've seen that, let's say, that have been in my collection that are a pen mail that you'd like to see a full video on just that one pen, let me know. And what other pens that you might really want to see in the future. Some of you on Q&A have given us pens that you would like, or some videos you'd like to see on maintenance and repair, and that can be done as well. So, kind of overlooked this one. Not on purpose, but I did want to shove in the giveaway, and I wanted to shove it in so that only people who are watching really are going to be able to. By the way, you got to be a subscriber to the channel in order to get my giveaway. So the Conklin Herringbone. All right, this one is a fine nib, and it's totally my bad that apparently I ordered the fine nib and never specified the medium. But I will say that this being a Western nib, the fine actually writes a little wider than you'll definitely find on an Asian nib. So this one is not so bad. For a fine nib, not bad. Herringbone, all metal. You know, it's got the Conklin logo on the cap. It's got that nice little bullet end on the cap, and it's got that on the cap ring. It's got the little design, and it says right on it. It says Herringbone, right on it. All right, so it's got that steel section, little step down. You've got the Conklin branded nib, and it is a cartridge converter pen. It did come with a converter. And it's got that nice blue, and I chose the navy, but you can see that herringbone pattern on it, which is one of the reasons I chose this particular pen and have been wanting it. So, alright, fairly smooth writer, Conklin Herringbone, fine. You know, it's not bad for a fine nib. I can deal with that. And the particular ink I put in this one was a Diamine Royal Blue. I picked this up actually as a sample overrun from Birmingham Pens, the surplus sample. You know, actually this bottle is like $6 or something like that, so you can find these at Birmingham Pens fairly cheap once in a while. So Royal Blue from Diamine. Alright guys, that is Pen Week, Pen Mail Week. I've picked up some really nice writers. You know, this Magnum is going to be decent for carry, everyday carry if you're looking for that, or for a student. Not a bad deal. The Herringbone looks really nice, and I'll probably do a lot of daily carry with this. This is going to sit on my desk quite a bit. Very smooth, nice, easy writer. The online pen actually is a whole lot different in its style and its the way it's presented, but this one not so bad either. Enter the contest. I'll be giving away one of those diplomats. Cool. Talk to you later. Bye.